Yo, look, there's been a ton of talk on why people aren't moving down here, and I can't believe that I'm busting a lot of myths. You might as well call me the Mythbusters when it comes down to moving to New Mexico, Albuquerque, and all these different cities that we have around us. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be going over some reasons why people aren't moving down here and giving you guys a little bit of truth behind them. So let's go. All right, guys, now myth number one, New Mexico and Albuquerque is just a bunch of dirt. It's desert. There's no beauty or landscape to it. And I got to be honest with you guys, it's a total lie. Albuquerque alone is very diverse when it comes to its landscape. I mean, we have Rio Grande River, which cuts through the whole city, gives you all this greenery in the bosque. We'll put up some B-roll that way you guys can check it out. And it's early bloom, especially here in the springtime. And then you have the East Mountains, which is just a whole different area within itself. Then, of course, we do get into the desert area. I'm not going to say that there isn't some desert here. And up on the west side, closer to the volcanoes, you are going to see that more desertous areas. You're going to still have a ton of greenery. You're still going to have a ton of green and a ton of beauty that you're going to be able to experience even through that desert area, because even though they're small, tiny shrubs, they're still green and they're still beautiful. And for whatever reason, evergreens and pine trees still grow very naturally here. Maybe it's because we are a high desert, and when it comes to the high desert environment, you are going to get a ton of wildlife, a ton of greenery, and just this everlasting beauty of nature when it comes down to living here. But you guys get the picture. All the B-roll that we're putting up, I think it's time to say that we aren't just a fully deserted area, and I think that myth has been busted. And if this is your first time tuning in to the Living in Albuquerque channel, guys, welcome. My name is Eli. Do yourself a huge favor and me and subscribe and hit that notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys are never missing out on any videos, because I am dropping videos every week talking about what our beautiful city of Albuquerque and these surrounding cities with all this amazing landscape have to offer. And I gotta be honest with you guys, as much as I love doing these videos, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. Feel free to reach out. That way we can hop on a quick Zoom call, talking about what the next steps are if you are planning on moving down here to Albuquerque within the next year or so, because me and my team would love to help. But let's move on to the next one. Enough about me. I think it's time to continue to bust some myths. Now, I find it crazy that people think that there's nothing to do here. Now, I gotta be honest, now there isn't gonna be like a whole lot of attractions, like big amusement parks or anything like that. Of course, we don't have a Disneyland here, but we do have an Uncle Cliff's. But I gotta be honest with you guys, with over 20 plus museums, right? Like the Rattlesnake Museum, the Turquoise Museum, and all these different art galleries all around us that you can go out and experience pretty much for free. You are always gonna have something to do. And with all the events and markets coming up here in the spring and the summertime, you're always gonna be out and about on the weekends, I promise you. And then if you are an outdoor person, just like I am, you always are gonna find something to do outside, whether you're hiking, you're taking a bike ride, or you're just in general, just outside kind of enjoying nature. You are always gonna be doing something. I always have a packed schedule, and I find it funny when people are like, oh man, there's nothing to do. I'm sorry, to be honest with you guys, you're probably just boring and you just don't wanna leave the house, because I do find days that I'm, spending my time like that I'm just at home and I'm bored, and it's just because I don't really feel like doing anything. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. But to say that there's nothing to do here, it's kind of a slap in the face. So myth busted. There's tons to do out here. If you want to go enjoy the bosque, the East Mountains, or you just want to take a quick trip to like Jemez, Taos, Red River, Ruidoso, I guarantee you are going to have plenty to do. Now, you've heard it, and this myth gets me all the time, that there's no economic growth here. We're one of the poor states, and to be honest with you, some of that is true. But with all the opportunities that are coming here, I can see that changing very quick, especially within the past couple of years. You've had Netflix, Amazon, Facebook, Spaceport. I mean, these multi-billion-dollar companies move some of their people down here and build these amazing facilities to be able to create job growth, to be able to provide opportunities. But not only that, they're partnering up with like the labs to bring more people in from outside states to be able to provide more opportunities. Because, I mean, with all the, expansion and areas to grow here in New Mexico and Albuquerque alone, You've got all these different companies building these beautiful structures to be able to house their employees and create more operations for people that wouldn't have had the ability to do so in somewhere else like Los Angeles, Utah, all these different places that we're having conversations with people that are trying to move down here just because, number one, they got an opportunity with Eclipse, who builds private jets. You guys didn't know that we build private jets down here in Albuquerque? Now you do. So there's a ton of reasons why more people are moving down here, and I can just see it expanding, especially with Netflix bringing in a lot more people to film movies here. I've had a couple of clients that reached out to me because the film industry is booming down here and they're finding more opportunity because the fees to be part of the union are a fraction of the cost of what you're paying out in Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, and all these different areas. So it's pretty cool to see that we're just growing, and year after year, you can see us that we're bringing more opportunity for the people that are living here at an affordable cost. Alrighty guys, we're getting closer to the end of the video, and I gotta remind you that if you are planning on moving down here, whether it's a job opportunity or you're just trying to slow down your pace of life, or you just enjoy the outdoors in our 300 plus sunny days, or just everything that you're looking for, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And as much as I love doing this, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So if you are planning on moving down here within the next year or so, whether you're looking to rent or buy, feel free to reach out because we'd love to help you out. But let's talk about this next myth, right? Heard it along the way that New Mexico is just homogenous when it comes to its culture, which to me is totally oblivious because people don't pay attention that we are a big melting pot of culture. Now, there is some major influences here like the Native American, the Hispanic, and the Spanish culture, which, I mean, you can't take away the old remnants of what New Mexico and Albuquerque used to be, so it's only right to adopt them, right? Because you see it in the buildings, you see it in the people, you see it in the food. And when people move from out of state into Albuquerque alone, man, we're adopting their cultures and really blending it with ours. And we really don't care where you're from, to be honest with you. And I've said it time and time before. We just care that you're a good person. We just like your vibe. We just like you for you, right? Nothing crazy, nothing special, whether you're this multi-billion-dollar person or you're just an average Joe like me, right? We want to make sure that anybody that comes to sit at our table, we're welcoming them in with open arms, especially because of the whole family dynamic that is New Mexico, right? New Mexico is this big family dynamic where everybody gets brought in. I mean, when we get invited to parties, there's always strangers there, and we're always happy to meet new people. So with that being said, it's a very diverse and vibrant culture. It's not leaning one side or the other. You're gonna have a little bit of everything, good and bad, to be honest with you guys, but it's just what it is. It's this very well-balanced lifestyle and people that you are gonna have down here. Up next, guys, the last myth that I had, and I almost died laughing when I heard that New Mexico was far and isolated from everything. Now, that is not true, and as much as you want to believe that we are not part of the United States and I need a passport to travel anywhere else, you're totally wrong. We're super centrally located on the map. I just recently had a conversation with a lovely person from Utah who said that she is moving down here, her and her partner, because they are centrally located to California and Texas, and it's the same distance because they both have families in both areas. And for them to travel anywhere else, like a Denver, Arizona, a Utah back home if they want to see some of their people, or they just want to travel down to Mexico to, you know, some of the beaches, they can because it's centrally located, and even plane tickets are going to be that much cheaper, to be honest with you guys. So no, we're not isolated. We're not far from everything, especially here in Albuquerque. We have all the resources and all the amenities that you need. Costco, especially where I live, is going to be 15 minutes away from either direction, right? I have 2 Costco's 15 minutes away from me, and it's freaking awesome. I have other stores that I enjoy as well that are pretty much a hop, skip, and a jump and a quick little drive if I want to go get something. But big grand scheme of things, you're not far from everything, you're super close, and everything that you need is going to be right at your fingertips. Alrighty guys, now I know this video was just a little quick one. We had some good points on here. It wasn't really super analytical. I just really wanted to get straight to the point on this because, man, there's so much talk around these negative things on why people shouldn't move to New Mexico. And I'm here to tell you the truth that it's not all true, right? Don't believe everything that you read, guys. So if you are planning on moving down here, even after we busted some of these myths for you, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And as much as I love doing this, I would love to help you out with finding that next home down here in the Southwest. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I'm gonna eat my burrito. My wife is making homemade bagels, so I'm freaking excited. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.